So obviously a lot has happened since 2015. You know what I mean?
And that's just in Paul's love life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Pardon?
That's just in Paul's bedroom. Do you know what I mean? So.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. A lot has happened. Do you think that the social commentary and stuff that's in the show is still relevant?
Yeah.
Since, I mean, obviously recently there's Black Lives Matter and there's this pandemic and that. But I mean, I think a year after the show, maybe two, you had Grenfell. So you think like a lot of the stuff coming from a working class perspective is still hit home?
Totally, like ignored in the media, ignored politically, ignored in the theatre, like forced into these shit jobs. No one cares about our quality of life. To me, the show is definitely relevant, and that's partly why we had to try and archive this shit, because they want to get rid of our stories. They want to wipe us out. So it's still relevant now, and people should watch it and have a good time. You know, get wasted, but also hopefully like learn something and fall enraged.
Yeah, I think if anything, the narratives around working class people, particularly in Britain, have become even more entrenched and maybe even more divided. You think 2015, a year later, we had the Brexit vote, and there was all sorts of nonsense like being spun about working class people for particular areas of the country. It became even more divided than it already was, and of course that's got revved up even more. We're in the middle of this COVID pandemic, so people who were already in insecure occupations, they're now, it was, I don't think we would have, if you'd have told us back then in 2015 we were talking about those types of jobs, they're like, oh, they're going to be even more insecure in 2020 because people are going to be locked out going to their own workplace. So for anything for us, it's even more so in an increasingly polarized world. I think it's important to have these narratives and these stories still coming to the forefront.
And we talked about back then as well, like how the government was throwing things out on like on the tax on bingo, and when we talk about the people shopping at Woolworths, the way that they see us is in these very minutiae kind of ways. And yet now I've got the paper shaming up people, being like, look at them lining up at Primark. It's like, fuck off, man. Where'd you gonna get your pants from?
Yeah, no, the Woolworths reference, is that like that meant a lot to me, because I remember going to get the pick and mix there.
Yeah, the Woolworths is sick, innit? Woolworths is great, man. but like the way they just let it crumble and shut down. They're not gonna let fucking Virgin crumble. We should have let that crumble years ago. Now, my man's been getting bailouts for time. Well, loads of things we don't just let die. But why don't you save Woolworths? That's what we used to get our pick and mix.
Northern Rock as well. They spent millions bailing out Northern Rock.
So I mean, let that shit fail. That mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Northern Rock was the first one to go down, wasn't it? Glasgow, wasn't it? I remember.
Yeah. But they wait.